make it a seamless process, I'm going to be bracing you up by sharing with you tips on how to deal with or relate with your supervisor, whether they are chilled or difficult. Tip number 1, be present. Be present. Don't be that person that when they call for meeting, you'll be absent. When they call for meeting, they are sure, like even the supervisors know that you will not show up. Be that person that they know that you show up. Be that person that will help them, that will turn up. Be that person that they are not calling too much, they are not searching for too much. Always be present. When your supervisor says that there is a meeting by 4 p.m, don't let it be 4 p.m that something will be wrong with you. Maybe once is fine, maybe twice is fine, but when it becomes a normalcy, that's the problem. Always be present. Please, I beg you, be present. Let your supervisor know you. Always turn up. When they say submit chapter 1 to time, make sure that you are there to submit chapter 1. So let them search for you, call you, look for you. It's fine if they do this, but don't be a regular customer. Tip number 2, meet deadlines. When they say submit chapter 1 on the 10th of November, don't submit on the 11th of November. Submit your chapter 1 on the 10th of November. It doesn't matter if they don't even check it on that 10th. Like if they don't even open their mails on that day, they don't even check. It doesn't matter. Just submit on the 10th of November. Even if you're not completely done, that's a secret hack though. Even if you're not completely done, just submit that way. You know why? They will always have corrections. Like, it's very rare for you to submit one chapter and your supervisor is like, okay, this whole chapter is perfect. Even if they say it's perfect, then when you get to chapter 3, they will not see correction in chapter 1 that you eventually go back to correct. So you submit chapter 1 and say, oh, it's fine, continue. Chapter 2, oh, it's fine. Chapter 3, oh, it's not. Is this what you did in chapter 1? You now go back to chapter 1. So let me tell you something. If they give you a deadline, submit that deadline. Don't, beat yourself up that you're not done. As long as a reasonable man can hold it and think that you are done, others doesn't matter. So meet deadlines. When they say that submit chapter 1 so day, so if it's not feasible for you, reach out to them before that day. Like reach out to your supervisor before that day and explain to them why and extend it. Don't go talking from personal experience, I trouble. Don't go on that day that you're supposed to submit to go and beg for deadline or extension. But generally, meet deadlines. Don't be that supervisor that they tag as unserious, because it will eventually have like impact on your grade, even if your work is like very okay or is like almost the standard of someone else, right? You see that someone else had a B and maybe you now have C, God forbid, not you, but because that person that was having B, even with the way it was just struggling, was always present, was always showing up, was always meeting deadline, the supervisor knew the person, unlike you that they're always struggling to find, right? They're just like never ever present, right? So meet deadlines. Come for meetings, come early for meetings, whether it's virtual, whether it's on site, and meet deadlines. Number 3, know what you're doing. Don't copy a person that is not under your supervisor, because some of these ways of doing things, as much as they are general rules to them, some supervisors have their own peculiar ways that they want their supervisees to do it, right? So don't copy another person. If one set of people says that their supervisor says that their chapter 1 must not be more than 11 pages, you now say that, okay, you two are going to make your own chapter 1 not to be more than 11 pages. Don't do that. If your supervisor says that your own chapter 1 must not be more than 10 pages, make sure it is not more than 10 pages. I'm just using that as an instance. So don't stick with somebody. There are some times that they'll be like, okay, the general referencing style for this is nouns, and then your supervisor is telling you use a scholar. You want to tell your supervisor that the college stays nouns? You are playing. Use a scholar, my dear. So stick with your supervisor and what he wants. Don't copy another supervisor. Don't go and be arguing with him. Sir, they say now, they say blah, blah, blah. Yes, sir. Do it like that. The fourth advice I'm going to give you is to ask for a report per time. So this report is an informal kind of thing. So maybe when you go and see your supervisor and just ask your supervisor that what do they think about your work. Do they think that you're doing well? Do they think that you're doing your research well? Do they think that you're putting in the effort? Just ask them, because sometimes they may not say this in, they may just be like, okay, continue. Meanwhile, they're not satisfied. Maybe because they've corrected you 2 times, you are still doing another mistake again. They'll be like, okay, continue. Now me know waiting, I go score you for my mind, right? So per time, ask them for a report. I remember once, right? I went to submit a particular chapter that my supervisor requested for, and then I asked him that so far, I think I was reading chapter 3 or so, that what does he think about my work so far? And then he was like, it's okay, but he now started mentioning all the things that he didn't even mention before. So I don't know, maybe we was just keeping all this thing in his mind, that that's what he's going to use to grade me. God, I beg you. Do you get? So when he spoke about those things, I knew where to go and make corrections. I knew where to go and make amends, such that even when I was done with my chapter 5, I had submitted, he had already told us to go and print it and bind it. I was not satisfied with that chapter 5. I had to add to it before printing and binding, even after I had approved it, right? So when you ask for a report, it helps you to know where you are, your supervisor's bookmark. Are you okay? Are you just there? Let them state their mind and what they think about your work and your behavior to the work and all of those. They think that you're doing so much research and all of those things. It helps you to know where they put you, whether they put you in the place of like serious people that they are going to consider well in grading, or they are serious people that they are not going to consider well in grading. So ask for a report so that you know how far you are doing, whether you are doing well, whether don't just move with the crowd, with your fellow supervisors. Stand out and ask for your own report. The 5th advice I'm going to give you is to not let over familiarity set in. The next advice I'm going to give you is don't let the supervisor chase you. If your supervisor says bring this thing tomorrow, bring it tomorrow. Like I said earlier, even if you're not done, carry it like that. It's better than running away or not showing. It's just like when you're owing somebody money and you don't have the money. It's better to still be in touch. When the person sends you a message, reply, tell them okay, you've not forgotten, you give them the money, than ghosting them. That's how it is. So your supervisor says do this, don't now be like, oh, I'm not done, you're not do anything. Let them know that you're on it. Don't go and start hiding or running away. Be present. Like I said earlier. Don't let them chase you. It's even better if you are the one chasing them, even though on a normal ground nobody ought to be chasing anybody, but it's better if you are the one chasing them, because you're literally chasing your grades, you're chasing your mark, than when they are chasing you. The 7th tip I'm going to give you, which is the final one, is to understand your supervisor and deal with them based on their peculiarity. If your supervisor has research words on your topic area, use their work. Sometimes they will not tell that, oh, they have work on this, and sometimes they will tell you, maybe because they expect you to do your own research, ask them that do they have any work on this topic, do they have any published work on this your area of focus for your topic, the issue you're trying to address. If they do, look for it or collect it from them and use it. Reference them. If they give you a particular work to check out, make sure you check out those work, you use it, and you reference it properly in your work. If they give you resource, use the resource. If you feel like the resources are not so useful, and just find something, even if it's just one line, just find something, put it there and reference it. Let them see that the resource they gave you used it there. If they are annoying or rigid, don't step on their toes, just be obedient. If they are rigid, don't try to be too close to them just so you can gain their favor, and they are not rigid on you, because you will not be there when they are grading you. They will not consider all those things that you felt like, oh, you have built a relationship or all those stuff. Don't bother. The last advice I'm going to be giving you, and I said that was the last one, that's really the last one, but this one is just an icing on the cake, is to do your project yourself. Write your project yourself. What's the idea behind giving someone your work to write for you? I don't know the idea, because if you are giving somebody your work to write for you, then why are you now in this school? Like, there's no point. If you ever get stuck, just take a break and come back. Last year, on convocation day, like when my mates were outside hustling for rice, I was writing my chapter 1 because I had a deadline to meet, right? So you have to just sit down and do this thing, and when the results comes out, you're not going to remember all the struggle. Now that I'm sitting here and I already have A in my project, do you think I'm still sad that I could not eat jollof rice last year convocation? No, I'm not. Right, so just do your stuff yourself. There's a difference between asking for help. Maybe you're stuck, you need somebody to pull you out. I was stuck so many times while writing my work, but there was no point that someone had to write anything for me. Some people might volunteer to look for materials for you. It's completely fine. If you find it useful, use it. If you don't find, it's okay, right? If you find anybody that's written on your topic, it's okay to look at their work and compare, to reference their work and to do all of those, but make sure that at no point in time do you have in your work a part that you did not do yourself. I'm rooting for you, and I cannot wait for you to, take your pictures like this. If anything stood out to you in this video, make sure to put it in the comment section. I'm going to see you in my next video.